while they last. Stop the presses.
And now for something completely different.
There are no safe spaces here. The truth shall make you free. So you want the truth, but can you handle the truth? And what did we learn? Well, here's another fine mess you've gotten us into.
The Craig L. Hayes Show. Just thinking, where we talk about everything else.
Well, hello, America, family, friends, and listeners all around this planet we call home. This is the Craig L. Hayes Show. Just thinking. And that's what we want people to do when they're listening to some of this stuff, is to start thinking, start pulling your mind out of listening to the mainstream media and actually investigate and do things on your own, and don't take anybody's word, including mine, for anything that's being put out there. Investigate, research, and don't accept anything from anyone. Do it yourself and come to the truth, and then act upon the truth. It's just that simple. That's what the point of this show is. It's July 16th, 2026, and we're coming to you from the Northern Command Center up here in Enterprise, Utah, on a very rainy afternoon. Got a river running out in front of my place right now, and we're supposed to get all kinds of flooding around here today. So I figured, well, just stay inside, don't go outside and get myself all melted, because I'm, not the Wicked Witch of the West, but I'm actually made of sugar and spice, and if I get like cotton candy on, made of cotton candy and so sweet, and I just dissolve. That's, okay, I'm not that, all right? I'm not that person. Sorry, maybe I am. Do lean a little towards the Wicked Witch of the West a bit, I'm not sure. That's for you to determine, not for me. Anyhow, welcome. It's good to have you here. Good to be back. I haven't been doing this for a while. Been very busy, and I've said it on the other show what I was doing. I've remodeled the inside of the house. I've been doing... repainted the whole entire house. I put new flooring down all throughout the house. I've been working on the outside doing, I can't tell you how much work I've done. I retired to quit having to work so hard. I want to go back to working in show business. It was much easier. It was much easier to do that than all of this. Good heavens. Anyhow, today, something very important. This episode is very important to talk to you. But before I go, the sponsor of our show is today. And understand this, I really don't have sponsors that pay me anything. I just find products I believe in, and I talk about it, and I promote them whenever I can. Oop, did you guys hear that one? You guys had to have heard that. That was a loud little thunder boomy. Anyhow, my favorite thing to promote is my good friend Talbot Snow at Sound Masters of Las Vegas. They're in Las Vegas, who does audio recordings, video, website creation, photography, DJ services, known as DJ Snowman. For any of your needs, if you're in Vegas or anywhere around the Las Vegas areas, call Talbot Snow there and look up Sound Masters of Las Vegas, and hit him up if you need some recording or video or photography or anything like that done. He does it all. Good friend of mine. He does all my work on my music and everything else, and I love his product. Anyhow, we're going to move on to something very important that we have to understand, that, we're trying to clean up the inside of our country by getting rid of all these problems that are going on, by getting rid of the illegal aliens and all the abusers of this nation and all the criminals that have enriched themselves on our system. But we have to realize on the outside we have just as many, if not more, so-called legitimate organizations out there trying to destroy this nation. And one of those is the International Criminal Court. Now, just so everybody understands, a lot of the world, I can't remember how many nations of the world have signed on to be under the jurisdiction and waive their national sovereignty, waive the rights of the people of their nation and place themselves underneath an international group of judges that will determine if what you're doing is allowed in the world. Can you believe that? You know, we kind of wonder why places like Europe and the European Union and England, rest of them, are going to hell in a handbasket. Well, there you go. There's another one. One, you allowed all these Muslims to move into your country and they're destroying it. Destroying your national identity, destroying your culture, destroying everything about you. And then you put your people, if they speak out against it, underneath in jail. You put out laws there that if they say we've got to stop allowing so many people into our country that don't assimilate into our nation, you put them in jail for hate speech. And then you take it one step farther, and you say, if you take it too far, we're going to put you before the International Criminal Court, and as war crimes or something. I don't know. They put their own military under the International Criminal Court. They've put their own police officers, their own public officials. So if somebody does something in Belgium and the and they have a complaint against them, unelected people of an international body of judges can sit there and put you in prison for the rest of your life because they don't like what you did. What the hell is going on here, people? And everybody has to know this. The International Criminal Court is staffed by a bunch of international, what do we call it? International global, let's just call them global or international bureaucrats. You know, government people of other nations. It's staffed by them, and it's filled with judges by them of people who want to destroy and end U.S. sovereignty and our allegiance and our adherence to the U.S. Constitution and in the Declaration of Independence. That's their goal. They don't believe we should be a sovereign nation to determine our own laws. They want us to comply to their laws, and they want us to take our Constitution and our Declaration of Independence and throw it in the trash can. Now, I know that Democrats want to do that. We'll start with Obama. No, we can actually take it back all the way to Woodrow Wilson, who said that our Constitution is an ancient document of an antiquated document of negative rights, and thought it should be gotten rid of. We should have a document of positive rights. And all that means is this. And Obama was the latest president who's been in the White House, along with Biden, that promoted this idea. They don't like the Constitution. Democrats do not like our Constitution. Because it stops them from doing the things that they want to do, which is basically turn our country into a dictatorship along the line of China. And don't take my word from them. They have come out and said that China is the model that they want our nation modeled after. Anyways, International Criminal Court. They want to put our military, be able to take and put our military on trial for war crimes if we accidentally hit a school when we drop a bomb on a terrorist group that's next to the school. You know, they would just love to drag Israel in there every day on something. They'd love to have Benjamin Netanyahu and all his generals in the International Criminal Court and put them guys in prison because they're pushing Hamas out of places and you know, Gaza. You know, as far as I'm concerned, nuke Gaza. Turn it into a big nuclear waste ground. Just destroy it. Take all those people, throw them out of there. You know, give them, you know, ask the Arab nations, okay, which one do you want to take all the Palestinians? The so-called Palestinians. There's no such thing as Palestinians anyway. It's a made-up term. Anywho, ask which nation would like to take all the Palestinians and put them in their nation so we could clean out Gaza and turn the rest of Israel. You know, Gaza is part of Israel. and Israel is Gaza. It's Israel. Period. End of story. There is no Palestine. The so-called West Bank. It's not the West Bank. It's Samaria and Judea. But they would love to take and put Benjamin Netanyahu and all his generals for taking and defending themselves against Hamas terrorists, against Hezbollah. They would like to put them in the International Criminal Court and put them in jail, in prison for the rest of their lives. That's why Israel says, screw you, we're not going to be part of the International Criminal Court. The U.S. has never participated in the International Criminal Court, and we should never consider it. Joe Biden wanted us to, but that was blocked, thank heavens. Can you imagine an idiot, a walking vegetable? What is he today? Let's just call him the walking cucumber that goes, I like chocolate chip ice cream. The brain dead guy who was just acting like president when it was probably Obama actually pulling all the strings behind the scenes. Wanted us to be under the jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court. That right there should have put him up for treason and could have removed him from office right there. Just that one single thing alone. I know the Democrat Party is for communism. They are the party of communism. I refuse to say socialism because it's not anything to do with socialism. The Democrat Party, when they say Democrat, socialist, no, socialist, Democrat, no. You're communists. End of story, period. No debate about it even. You're a communist. Democrat Party is controlled by the Communist Party, whether it's China or within its own internal systems. Why would we allow our citizens, whether it's the police, and they're talking about police officers, they're talking about citizens, they're talking about anybody who does anything. Okay, what happens if you're walking down the street, you're a Jewish man, a couple Muslims come out there and try to attack you, and you kill them both because you're carrying a gun, and they showed up to a gunfight with a baseball bat. I don't know. Are Muslims allowed to use baseball bats? I don't know if they're allowed to. Who knows? Might be against their religion. That religion of peace. Yeah, bite me on that one too. Anywho, and then all of a sudden, you could have the International Criminal Court filing charges on you, demanding you to be brought back before them for terrorist activities against Muslims if you defended yourself. And you go, oh, that's crazy. Have you not looked around and seen what's going on in the world right now? Have you not looked around and seen what's going on in Europe? Have you not looked around and seen the craziness going on in this country when someone like George Floyd dies of an overdose and all of a sudden he's a hero to the black people and the Black Lives Matter and that whole 9 yards, and says that a white guy killed him? He did not. Coroner said so. Coroner said he died of a drug overdose and died of a heart attack or cardiac failure from a drug overdose. But let's not follow the facts because it doesn't align with the belief and the ability to take and use that belief to promote a certain agenda, which is to destroy America, which is exactly what the communist Democrats want to do. We're going hard on this show. Go hard. Charlie Kirk said so, and he's right. In their face, go hard. Oh, well, we only got about 5-6 minutes left on this episode, so let's wrap this up. Why would we participate in a system that is already rigged against us by people who hate us? Because you have to remember something very, very simply. When we won our independence from England, that was a direct assault and attack on the royal families of Europe. And since 1783, when that war came to a conclusion and the Treaty of Paris was signed and the ceasefire or the truce was was signed by both parties of England and the American representatives. Europe, the heads of Europe, the royal families per se, the royalty, the monarchs, the elites, the lords, this, that, all the people who have titles have wanted to take America down ever since then. And I know it just pains them. It infuriates them that we've had to save Europe twice in just over 100 years. And by doing so made us even more powerful on the world stage and sealed our future and our fate as being the world's only superpower. It infuriates them. So anything they can do to take us down, using international bodies, using anything that they can, they're going to do. This isn't Einstein stuff. This is very simple. We, constitutional conservatives and libertarians, love the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the laws of our land, and our liberty and our sovereignty. Democrats, communists, fascists, Nazis, world order organizations, World Economic Forum, all them, they hate this country. It's just that simple. So which side is promoting what tells you what it's all about. All you have to do is open your eyes, open your ears, and you'll see how simple it really is. So, folks, we should never, ever, ever, ever participate. And I would love to have something said about me or done, and for the world, the International Criminal Court to issue me as an arrest warrant or something like that. I would laugh so hard at them. And anybody that came to my door to arrest me, to take me back there, they better come hard. You know what that means? That means come armed and ready to take me back there by force, because I'm not going back to be judged by an international body of a bunch of people who hate us. They can bite me on that one. So, folks, I think that's getting us really close. I think I can't go any farther. As far as I can go, I'm going to go kick out too long on the timing on this thing. Anyhow, folks, thanks for listening. This is the Craig L. Hay Show. And just thinking. Think about things, people. Please. Open your minds. And the song go, open up your mind and let me step inside. Yes, let me do that. It'll be a little scary at first, but I think you'll be okay from there. Anyhow, here we go. Let's bump out of here. And then we'll
You've been listening to the Craig L. Hay Show.
That's me.
Just thinking.